Hello, and welcome to this segment of Preparing for Success on the ACT Math Exam with Roger Melton. Be sure to download and print the accompanying handout for this podcast. Enjoy.
The following list contains 6 helpful strategies that will make you a better test taker. This list is available for you to print from the website. Test taking strategy number 1, pace yourself. There are 60 minutes to answer 60 questions. Here are sample questions which show that only a few seconds are needed to answer them. This allows more time for the more difficult problems or questions. Three pieces of wire, each 2.8 meters long, are cut from the ends of a wire 90 meters long. How many meters of wire are left? That can be found by taking the total length of the wire, 90, and subtracting 3 of those lengths, 2.8, choice F. The product of these two monomials, 2x to the 4th y and 3x to the 5th y to the 8th, is equivalent to, if you multiply the numerical coefficients, you get 6. Multiply the x's, you get x to the 9th. Multiply the y values, you get y to the 9th. The choice is H. Strategy number 2, eliminate the obvious wrong choices. Then guess what you think is the correct choice. There is no penalty for guessing. This is particularly helpful when you have forgotten how to solve a problem, but you have a general idea of the approximate answer. Here's an example. In this problem, we have the standard xy coordinate plane. A line segment has its endpoints at 3, 6 and 9, 4. What are the coordinates of the midpoint of the line segment? In case you had forgotten how to find the coordinates of the midpoint, a quick sketch will be helpful. When sketching the graphs of the choices A through E, you have choices A sketched here, B is here, C is here, E is there. There's only one choice left that could be in the neighborhood of the midpoint, and that would be choice D. Strategy number 3, watch the time and guess wildly with just a few minutes to go in the 60-minute period. Don't forget, there's no penalty for guessing. Strategy number 4, can't solve an equation? Try substituting the solution choices into the original problem to find the correct answer. Here's an example. You are to find the value of x that makes the equation, the square root of the quantity 2x minus 5 equal 1, true. In case you had forgotten how to solve this equation, you may want to take the choices, A through E, substitute them into the equation to see which one makes it true. In part A, substituting the choice negative A results in the square root of a negative number. That cannot possibly lead to a solution. We'll label that false. In part B, we substitute 8. We end up with, on the left side of the equation, negative 1. On the right-hand side, positive 1. That is false. In part C, substitute the value 9. You end up with a square root of 18, which cannot lead to a solution. The same is true of choice D. By substituting 12, you end up with a square root of 24, which cannot be written as a whole number, therefore it must be false. The correct choice by elimination is E. Strategy number 5, use figures and diagrams. Write down steps in the solution to be able to see relationships better. In this problem, the written portion is rather difficult to understand and relationships are hard to see. A forest begins 300 feet from the center of the base of a vertical television tower across level ground. If the tower is 400 feet tall, how many feet is it from the top of the tower to the nearest edge of the forest at ground level? This sketch shows the vertical tower, the level ground, and the forest. The tower is 400 feet tall. The distance from the base of the tower to the forest is 300 feet tall. We're supposed to find the distance from the forest to the top of the tower. marked by question marks. You can see how helpful the sketch is to understanding what is more difficult to understand in the English form. Strategy number 6, know basic formulas, ideas, and terminology. The page you see contains most of the important ideas that will make you a more successful test taker. It is available for you to print from the website. In order to review or learn more about how these important ideas are being applied on the ACT test, click on the podcast having the appropriate title.
Thanks for listening. We hope you found this podcast segment helpful in preparing you for the ACT. Please continue to the next podcast.